Hey, welcome back to Cedar Porch Homestead. I'm JR, and we have some exciting things happening on the homestead this week. Well, we have some exciting things we're doing. The homestead, we don't really care because we won't be here. We are going on vacation, and we are so excited about that because my oldest daughter just graduated high school. So we are celebrating that with a cruise, and we're gonna go and do that. But while we're gone, we're having a farm sitter come here. So we're getting everything ready for our farm sitter, and we're gonna walk you through that real fast, just so you know how you too can go on vacation while still having a homestead. All right, so we have deep litter here in my daughter's aviary. So it has gotten a little wet this week with all the rain just blowing in from the sides. So we're gonna add a little bit more flake just to kind of build this deep litter up a little bit. And that's what keeps this area not smelling bad. It keeps these birds really healthy and happy. And that way we don't have any problems while we're gone of this getting overly saturated or anything like that for our farm sitter. So let's get these flakes all spread out.
Zachary.
Yeah, make sure you love on your animals before you go too. Okay, so we're gonna start over here with the chickens. Now we typically soak their food, so to make this as easy as possible for our farm sitters, we are switching them over to a dry feed. So it's just their feed in one of these regular feeders. This keeps us from having to soak it. This keeps the farm sitter from having to deal with keeping up with that, because at the end of the day, you want it to be as easy as possible for these farm sitters when they come out. As you can see, they still have feed for leftover from yesterday that's soaked, but it's new, it's exciting. They like the dry feed too. Now, if we don't offer the dry feed, they wipe out this soaked feed. So, I don't know. Chickens are gonna be weird, I guess. So before we go, we wanna make sure that our automatic waters are working the way they need to work. But if that doesn't work, then for our farm sitter, we're gonna leave this right here, and that way if we run into any problems or our farm sitter runs into any problems, there's a backup right there waiting on them, so they don't have to second guess it, or they don't have to try to figure out how to fix our automatic water. They can just substitute that in, and that makes it that much easier for them. Okay, so for our automatic chicken door, that is an off-grid setup from Farmlight. It works really, really good. Now the problem that we're running into is I have the solar panel mounted here, but that's a lot of trees and cover that ends up covering that up now that all the spring leaves are in. So I'm gonna have to end up mounting that on the roof so it can get sunlight all day. But to counteract that, I charged that battery yesterday, so the battery's completely filled up, so we don't have to worry about our off-grid Farmlight automatic coop door going out while we're gone, because that would be a problem for our farm sitter if that happened. So with any of our feeds, we make sure they're well labeled. We also have a list that we sent to our farm sitter, that we emailed it to them. Not only did we email it to them, but we also printed it out, so it's here waiting on them, so they know exactly what feed goes with what animal, how much each animal gets. And not only that, but we walk that person through at least once before we leave, so they know what our expectations are, and if they have any questions, that's the time that they get to ask us on any of the processes or systems that we have here. So just like with our chickens, our rabbits, everything is labeled. We've already walked through how we feed our animals, so they know how much feed each one gets every day. They know where to put the hay, how to treat these guys. Make sure our Buck Boba gets his pets every day, because he gets grumpy if we don't give him his loving. So one of the really cool things that we did here was this automatic rabbit water. Now we got it counterbalanced on pulleys, and it works really well. So if you want to see how we did that, we have a video. I'll go ahead and link that in the description below, because that was kind of a cool build. So Miss Courtney's gonna go ahead and top off the rabbit's water. Now this holds enough water to where our farm sitters won't have to fill this up at all. We have the 4 rabbits right here that are doing fantastic in this South Texas heat, and they don't need as much water that's going to be in here, so our farm sitter's not even going to have to worry about touching any of their watering systems. So that's a bonus of having a system like that. So our goats are extremely easy. They only have to be fed grain once a day, make sure their hay is going to be all filled up. So all that is all stored up and ready to go for our farm sitters, and just make sure they love on our goats. So the quail food's outside the quail pen. So that's in that detailed list of how we want them to feed those guys, which essentially is if they're low on water, they're low on food, fill that up. That's all in our little checklist that we left for them. So one of the benefits of being one of the farm sitters here is all the quail eggs, all the chicken eggs, anything that they grab while they're here, that's theirs. They can get to take it home and do what they want with it. So not only is our farm sitter going to get to take the eggs home with them, anything that ripens in our garden while we're gone, like these tomatoes here behind me, they're gonna get to take those home with them as well. Now our garden really just doesn't need anything while we're gone. There's been a lot of rain here in the last couple days. There's more expected in the forecast, so they don't have to really worry about watering or doing anything like that for our garden. However, in case for some reason everything looks like it's drying out, they know to go ahead and water the garden. So to make that much easier on them, we're switching the shorter hose out with a longer hose so they can reach the entire garden. So unfortunately, we have quite a bit of produce left over, and rather than let that go bad in the fridge while we're gone, our animals get to benefit a little bit of that before we go. So the rabbits are going to get some romaine. So probably one of the most non-discriminatory animals that we have when it comes to produce are going to be these guys.
The inside.
Okay, so for a little treat, we had some leftover apples that, well, we're gonna see what the goats like about these apples. And as always, your best kitchen disposal is going to be your chickens. And for all your effort and all your scraps, what are they gonna do? They're gonna provide you with some delicious golden nuggets for breakfast. Okay, that's pretty much it when it comes to all our farmyard animals. Now with our dog, they know to come out and play with her twice a day. With our cats, they know to feed them and where to feed them. Give those guys a little bit of loving too while we're gone. So for the most part, as long as you have all this list, you have all this really pre-planned to make it as easy as possible and as clean as possible. That's another big part of this, is you want this to be the cleanest, most hygiene-friendly environment, so that your farm sitters always want to come back and make this an experience for them so that they enjoy it. Because if you don't make it that way, then guess what? You're gonna have a hard time finding a farm sitter. Well, now that we got that all out of the way, let's go have some fun.
You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up, but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here. All my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome.
Hi.
I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no ourselves. Didn't have much, but nevertheless, we were true to each other. But now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the tall waves have worn us down, and slowly we are drowning. That's why you need to come with me, with me, with me. Turn around 180 degrees and cross the sea. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our...
And we are back from our vacation. We had an amazing time celebrating Bailey's graduation, awesome time with family. But now that we're back on the homestead, we have to check, make sure everything is the way we left it. And I will tell you that we are so happy with everything when we come back home. That is the key of getting a great farm sitter. Now this time we had a young man and his mom. They came out every day, twice a day, to check on everything, feed everybody, love on everybody. And really, when we got home, it was like we had never left. Everything was taken care of. All the animals were in great spirits. Nobody actually acted like they missed us that much, which is a good thing. Now, our garden got watered, our animals were taken care of. I just can't say how happy we are when you have a good farm sitter, someone to take care of your place when you're gone, that makes your vacation seem effortless. You're not worried about what's happening here on the homestead. You're there, you're present, you're on your vacation enjoying things. So make sure that when in your community, if you're building up your own homestead, that you're also nurturing people that can come in and take care of what you have, so that you can get that escape and you can get away, because that is so important for your own mental and health and awesome and family time. Because when you're on vacation, you should always make sure that you're on vacation, mind, body, and spirit, not tied back at the house worrying about everything here. So make sure that you're building up those relationships to get your farm sitters trained up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like our content, make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification button so you're notified when we come out with new content. Give us a thumbs up or leave us a comment below, maybe some of the hardest things that you've come across in building up those farm sitters. And we will see you on our next video. Thank you so much.